Hey, no time to waste. Let's get it. Let's go. Y'all know how I do. I don't waste no time.
Good morning. I'm Abby Phillip in New York. If you wait,
Abby, fine ass. She's so pretty. She ain't got shit on Mama Bear. Mama Bear 10. Y'all gonna see Mama Bear one day on here. She probably gonna come through one day. But Abby cute though. She's cute.
at the camera while shoplifting, is it a crime? In MAGA world, apparently not. That observation from journalist Dave Weigel defines Trump's for a week after a trip filled with diplomatic progress. It was instead dominated by the president accepting a free luxury jet from Qatar, a nation that he once called funders of terror. Trump says that only stupid people would reject such a gift, but those people include many members of his own party. Heck, the 2016 version of Donald Trump thought that as well.
Saudi Arabia giving $25 million, Qatar, all of these countries. You talk about women and women's rights. So these are people that push gays off buildings. These are people that kill women and treat women horribly, and yet you take their money. My goal is to keep foreign money out of American politics. Hillary Clinton's goal is to put the Oval Office up for sale to whatever country offers the highest price.
Now, come on now, y'all little maggots that be jumping in my comment section. Did y'all hear that? That's a huge contradiction from what he just did. Because we need other countries. Regardless of whether we want to believe it or not, we need other places to help us build our businesses, build our infrastructure. It's okay to get help. But I want you conservatives to think about it. If the government can reach out to other governments for help, we help them too. Don't get it twisted. But if we can reach out to for help or any kind of money or a fucking plane, like they offered it as a gift. But if we can get these things from other places, why can't you ask the government for government assistance? You already pay taxes. If you pay taxes into the government, why can't you ask the government to give you something back? Just saying. I'm just saying. If they can ask other governments for shit, why can't you as a conservative? Please tell me why in the comments.
This is hardly the only action that's blurring the ethical, legal, and moral lines of a presidency. His crypto ventures, his meme coin and private dinners, his son's billion-dollar deals with nations the U.S. does business with. And yet, the Speaker of the House says, if you can see it, it's all good.
Many people refer to the Bidens as the Biden crime family is because they were doing all this stuff behind curtains, but in the back rooms. They were trying to conceal it. President Trump is doing is out in the open. They're not trying to conceal anything.
Right. But Mr. Speaker, the investment in the meme coin, those folks are not transparent. We do not know who those people are.
I don't know anything about the meme coin thing. I don't know. I can just tell you that, President Trump has had nothing to hide.
Bro, everybody behind him is looking like, fuck. Damn, you got us.
I love the kind of two sides of the coin here for Republicans. It's always, I don't know anything about that, but I can just tell you that they're being extremely transparent. I don't know, is transparency the antidote to corruption?
Can I just go back a second?
That is weird. Like, I don't know anything about that, but they are being transparent. So why don't you know anything about it if they are being transparent? I watch Fox News too, y'all, because Fox News speaks for Trump. So we'll look at Fox News too.
One question there is, are you saying that what he is doing right now in the open, are we listening to the same thing? Like, you just admitted that he's doing it in the open, so it's okay to do it in the open? It still screams of impropriety, smells of it, right? So the follow-up question has to be a lot more rigorous, but I do agree with what you're saying. Republicans have been getting asked this a bunch now, and everyone has to go back to their talking points about, look, the jet, he is flying on an older White House plane. Yeah, that's conflating two different things. We could talk about the plane separately, but right now he would be receiving a gift, and it would scream of impropriety. And also, as other law enforcement officials have said, they'd have to sweep the plane. There could be something underneath.
We keep coming back to this sort of divide. This is not an ideological.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, would you really take a plane from another country? Couldn't they bug it or wire it or do all kind of things like that? Why would you want that at all? Like, from a country I'm not saying the country is adversary to us, but why would you want, I don't know. I just think that's really weird to take from another country. Like, that's a weird thing to take. And make it like Air Force One? Like, updating no, like, that doesn't make any sense.
There's no
At least not to me,
reason why the right or Republicans should be like, this is fine, this is clear corruption, this is emoluments, this is against the Constitution. This is just the process of running government. And it's like the due process issue, which is also not ideological. The right should agree, we should use the courts before we throw people out of the country. But we keep arguing about process, and the right follows him. So they're like Trumpist, and we're like pro-Constitution, pro-democracy, anti-fascism. Just follow the Constitution. This should not be an ideological issue.
I feel like this is where I have to say, even Ben Shapiro, because even Ben Shapiro thinks that perhaps this may be across the line.
Yes, I think inherently it is bad. I do not think this is good. I think if we switch the names to Hunter Biden and Joe Biden, we'd all be freaking out on the right. Let's say if Qatar was giving Joe a $400 million jet for his use at his presidential library after his presidency, or if Hunter launched a crypto firm with the son of Antony Blinken, and then launched a series of crypto products in which mysterious strangers, including foreigners, were investing, all while that crypto firm was being regulated by Joe's administration, we'd all have been pretty upset on the right.
Keep in mind, though, Ben Shapiro is Jewish, and Qatar is a Muslim country. I won't say anything more to that. I'll let y'all minds wonder.
I have nothing else to say because I think that lays it out pretty clearly what we're talking about.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, listen, another element that you can't ignore in this is the Qataris basically house Hamas.
And I'm saying it to say specifically to Ben Shapiro, he hasn't disagreed with anything. He's been riding Trump's team since the very beginning of the election. He's backed him on tariffs. He's backed him on a lot of things, right? He's backed him on pretty much everything he's done. But the moment he starts talking to a Muslim country, now all of a sudden, you don't back him anymore. You got to see people's motives in a lot of things that they do. Like, this is why, like, out of the political game to me is always stupid. Like, there's a motive. Even CNN's motive is to put Trump down. That's their motive. So, like, no matter what you listen to on this show, it's always going to be against Trump. You go to Fox, it's always going to be for Trump. Ben will be for Trump as long as Trump is backing the things that he likes. The moment Trump stops backing the things that he likes, Ben will go against Trump. But not because it could be negative for the country. It's just because he doesn't like what Trump's doing. I'm not saying he doesn't like Muslim people, but he's Jewish. I'm just putting that out there. Like, there's nothing wrong with being Jewish. I'm just saying most Jews don't really get along with Muslims. So I just think that's a little ironic. Y'all can debate me in the comments on that.
And they shield their finances, which are used for international terrorism, which have been used to wage this war against Israel, one of our closest allies in the Middle East. So way to step on your own message, Donald Trump. You just got Idan Alexander, the last remaining American-Israeli hostage, back in the same day you're taking Qatari blood money.
Yeah, the only way you should take the plane is if all the hostages are on it. And you know, I mean, the leadership of Hamas is three doors down.
But even when I was a White House official, we couldn't take a gift over $20, and even so, if it was, you had to report it to an ethics advisor, take an accounting of it. But we were also told, don't even take a pen from a foreign diplomat, a head of state, because it likely has surveillance technology on it.
That's true. Like, for example, Hillary Clinton's necklace. The conservatives made a huge deal about that. Now, all of a sudden, they're okay with us taking gifts from foreign adversaries, like, or people that we consider to be foreign adversaries. And this, too. Aren't we friends with Israel? Like, why would we... I'm not saying Qatar is against Israel, but... why would we? I don't know. It's just there's a lot of questions I got in this conversation that I don't think I can fully ask. But this is getting interesting. It's really getting interesting to me.
What it's going to take to go through this Boeing 747 and take out anything that could be surveillance technology and pose a national security threat, it's going to cost so much money.
Well, part of what we did this week also was normalize Hamas.
And 9 times out of 10, you might not catch it all. That's the funnier thing.
We negotiated with Hamas. The plane could be a gift for that. It's probably a gift for the business that he's doing there, but it could be a gift for that. Qatar does fund Hamas, right? I mean, they would consider them a freedom fighter, right? Not.
Do they really? Research that, y'all, in the comments and tell me if that's true or not. Does Qatar fund Hamas? I don't want to just believe that. I want to see it in the comments.
You're not suggesting it's a bad idea to have gotten Idan Alexander out of...
No, of course not. Of course, that specific part of this is a good idea. But we don't negotiate with terrorists. So if we negotiate with them, then they are not terrorists. And I'm sure that Israel would not appreciate that conversation.
Well, again, all I care about is do those hostages come home back to their families? And do the ones that have been killed get to bury their remains in a dignified way? And I don't think the families care. also, we have to say that Donald Trump has made a pretty high priority of getting American hostages home, more than Joe Biden did, more than Barack Obama did, more than he did in his first term. And I think it's...
Come on now. Oh, my God, man.
We ought to give him credit for that.
But I have to say, to be honest, that's not actually accurate.
It's not.
Joe Biden brought a lot of Americans home.
Facts.
And frankly, the people working on this are not people who are like stamping R's and D's next to their name. Okay, they're not doing it for partisan reasons.
I think
and
we
the
need to give him
presidential.
credit for this.
I just have to say that because I know some of these people. I've talked to a lot of them. They are not partisan people. They are people who are fighting everything.
Would you agree he has prioritized it and he's had success at it?
He's prioritized it for the people that he's brought back so far in his.
Why can't we just say
second
yes?
term.
He's prioritized it and he's
I
done a
mean,
good
guess
job.
what I'm saying is Joe Biden has brought a lot of Americans home too. It's just that you didn't pay attention to it because
It's not a running score.
Yeah,
Like, it's not a tally.
But okay,
It's just
but
trying to
here's the
bring
thing.
people back.
Here's the thing. Okay, I have to say about this crypto thing. This crypto thing is 1,000 times bigger and more significant than the plane. The plane is crazy and weird in a way because Trump just likes nice things. But the crypto thing is a massive, perhaps multi-billion-dollar scheme to make tons of money for his family while he is in office that he is actively participating in.
Yeah.
And nobody's saying a word about it.
It's a conflict of
We're talking
interest.
about it, but this is just give me money just because you like me, or you might have a chance to meet me, or even tour the White House. This is completely inappropriate. This is selling the presidency and privatizing the presidency, making money off of being the president. You are not supposed to make money off of being the president.
And look at the hurdles that we're all doing right now, the mental gymnastics that we're all doing, even though we all are in agreement, like that this is wrong. And so it's incumbent upon us as media, whether it be independent media or part of this network, we have to start asking the questions and framing them in the correct manner. Mr. President.
Keep in mind, that guy, the guy with the afro, interviewed R. Kelly. And that was the moment I realized R. Kelly wasn't shit. I just wanted to say that at random. He asked R. Kelly, do you like younger women? And R. Kelly responded, what do you mean by younger? I don't know. I was fucked up after that. That's a random fact.
President, this is inappropriate as Teray said before, as per the laws of this land. Like, do you understand the impropriety here? Do you understand that you're asking? Like, we have to start. No, I don't think they get asked vigorously enough, though. That's the problem.
The media. We are asking the question. The problem is the corruption and the unethical behavior.
I also think that the question is about the mechanisms of enforcing the law, right? So, I mean, if Congress says, "Oh, nothing to see here," then there's not a whole lot left that people can do. And I'm just wondering about, like, do you think at some point somebody has to say to the president, this has to stop? Or is that just not going to happen and they're just going to pocket all of this money?
Well, I think he's going to continue on with his private business in the way that his family has always done their private business. They're in the development business, for instance. I think that's coming to development. Hold on.
But the crypto stuff is not real estate.
I don't think he should do the meme coin, but I'm a critic of a lot of cryptocurrencies. I think the President of the United States and the Congress of the United States ought to be trying to promote the dollar as the store of value worldwide, and I'm a crypto skeptic. So I'm certainly a skeptic of a meme coin by any celebrity, much less the President of the United States. So I think that's a bad idea. But I think the Congress is focused on plenty of other things. I mean, the Congress is focused on reconciliation bill. They're focused on foreign affairs. I don't think it's really high on their list.
If I could just mention on the meme coin aspect of it, listen, it doesn't feel like draining the swamp. There's obviously the pay-for-play access of it. But I'm also frankly offended by some of his die-hard followers who don't have a lot of money to spend, who fell for the scheme and are not making money back on it. They're not getting something out of it the way the Chinese investor who's going to want an ask down the road does. It just feels like taking advantage of the very people who put you into office.
Yeah, they're putting a lot of money into this meme coin, and when the value drops, which inevitably it will, they're going to lose their hats in all of this.
Facts. That is a good point to end with. Like, seriously, like if it feels almost like the president is taking advantage of the people that got him into office, selling them things and sitting down with people and things like that for money and profit does seem like extremely strange. However, though, I don't know. Did Biden do that kind of stuff? Y'all let me know in the comments. Like, hey, I'm fair with that. If Obama and Biden did the same thing, then it shouldn't be a problem. But it sounds like it would be a conflict of interest to be able to do that. However, though, technically, Hunter Biden did do some of this stuff too. So, I mean, I don't know. Like, why can't Trump do it? I mean, it seems fair if Trump does it. It seems fair if Trump does it if Hunter Biden was doing it. But anyways, y'all, I'm out. Peace.